My name is Carlos Walker. This is Art and Hustle Black Authors Matter. And today I'm here with Mr. David C. Miller. Dr. David C. Miller. Let me change that. How you doing, sir?
Black man, I'm doing all right, man. I am doing
Hey,
all right. I'm doing all right.
I love it. So if you will, Doctor, please share with the people who you are and what you do.
So I am the son of two exceptional parents who are ancestors, Peter Miller Sr. and Carol Miller. I was raised in the great city of people call it Tubman City, Baltimore, Maryland. I've been living in DC probably close to 15 years. My husband, I'm a father of three young adults. I always want to call them children, but they're young adults. My life's work has been mainly focused around the positive development and upliftment of Black men and boys,
Mhm.
with a real intentional focus that if we're going to repair, reclaim the Black family, greater emphasis has to be focused on positive Black male development. That this notion that women, mothers and grandmothers, although they do a hell lot of heavy lifting
Yes.
in our community, it is no way that they can solely rear Black children to be great. It's a team sport.
It's team
Got to have
sport.
Black men and women on the front lines raising children. And so my work has been a combination of designing all kinds of programs for Black men and
Mhm.
boys, whether it's at the early child level and Head Start to designing school-based programs with a cultural lens. Have done a lot of work in prisons and jails across the country and do a lot of writing. I write my passion is writing children's books, but I do a lot of I do a fair amount of research. My research looks at Black fathers as protective factors in the lives of children. Now we need Black fathers. I don't care
Yes.
what anybody has to say,
You need
and
'em.
and the evidence, the research proves that when a Black father is involved in the life of his child, it doesn't matter whether or not him and mom get along. It doesn't matter whether or not dad lives in a household. But if dad has a healthy, ongoing relationship with his children, that increases the likelihood that those children will succeed.
Mm.
And so I wear a bunch of different hats. And I'm on today to really talk about it's almost like a love letter from Black men to Black boys. I'm working with a brother, an exceptional brother named Antoine Medley, and we've come together to work on a book called Letters to My 13-Year-Old Self. And we're asking
Mhm.
Black men across the country to kind of dig deep and go back, even though it might be painful, to when you were 13. For a lot of the brothers who've already submitted it's been a process to think back to when they were 13 and to share with us and to subsequently share with younger Black boys and Black men what advice they would give to their 13-year-old self. And so that's a major project that we are working on. We've already received, and we're actually getting ready to shut it down because we've already received close to 70 submissions from Black men of all walks of life. Black men who are former gang members, brothers who've been incarcerated, to brothers who are just heroes within the lives of their own families, to brothers who hold prominent, what we would consider prominent positions in society, but it's really diverse.
Mm.
It's our goal was to collect contributions from everybody because we believe every man,
Plays a part.
regardless of your station in life, has something to contribute to this younger generation of Black boys.
Mm. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Your books. How many books do you have? One or is it three?
Oh no, man. Children's books, I've written about 11 children's books. And then I've written most people across the country, and I don't even have one on my desk. Most people across the country know about my curriculum writing work. I wrote a curriculum called Dare to Be King, What If the Prince Lives? And it is probably the most comprehensive curriculum you'll find in the country for working with Black boys. It covers all of the highs and lows of what it means to be Black and male in America from preteen through adolescence.
Mm.
And that's been my sort of definitive, body of work that groups have used in schools, community centers, juvenile detention centers, you name it. So I've written a couple curriculum projects, as well as some children's books, and working on some other new and exciting projects. See, I'm at a stage in my life, brother, where I'm doing legacy work. The projects that I'm working on are going to outlive me. And my goal is to really give younger Black males who are doing this community work blueprints and guides so that they won't have to make the same mistakes that myself and other Black men that I know who are older than me, who have poured into me. We actually going to be leaving a treasure trove of content that brothers can just pick up and use to move this work, because the work is so critically important.
So I want, out of your 11 children's books, share, I guess, your top two, the ones that you really, really would tell somebody to purchase or to delve into.
Top two, that would be, and I usually, you know what? I might have one or two of them. This is one of the new ones. Okay. Charlie Drew and his missing stethoscope. This young brother is named after the famous surgeon Charles Drew, but I gave it a little twist because I want Black boys to dream. I want Black children to dream. He's 11 years old, and he's already in medical school. He attends, Howard University Medical School. This is Chef Toussaint. So this brother is a 9-year-old chef. He's named after the Haitian revolutionary and freedom fighter Toussaint Louverture. He's 9 years old, and he's already a chef. This is Gabe and his green thumb. His superpowers are growing championship-size fruits and vegetables. Those are the only ones that I have on my desk right now. But hey, man, my job is always to produce content. With the children's books, it's really around getting young people excited about reading.
Come on.
Although I did not do well in school, most people are surprised when I tell them, although I have a PhD in social work from Morgan State University, I barely graduated from high school because I wasn't connected. I didn't think it made sense to me, but I always loved to read. And so I'm trying to bridge this gap between cell phones and literacy. Our children are not reading. Parents are giving them tablets at 2 and 3 years old. So the art of reading, pleasure reading, just picking up a book and reading, not for anything school related, has become a lost art. And so I come up with these super creative, beautiful characters, beautiful Black and brown characters that our children can identify with. And so all of my books have been an exciting journey doing the research. All of the characters in my book are named after African-American heroes and sheroes. So the young brother in this book, who's the lead character, his name is Booker Taliaferro Washington Green. So he's named after Booker T. Washington. Because a lot of our children don't know who Booker T. Washington was.
Come on. What made you choose to pick these names?
You ready for this?
Talk to me.
No one's coming to save us, man.
Good God.
No, we are the ones that when our ancestors jumped off those slave ships in Senegal and in Ghana, before they jumped in the water, we are the ones that they prayed for, man. History. So I've been to Ghana 14 times, man. History is, if we gonna win, understanding who we are and where we come from is critical. All that stuff about STEM, all of that is cute, is nice. But if you don't know who you are and where you come from, they'll tell you anything.
I'm letting that sit for a minute because I want people to understand what you just said.
Yeah, man.
It is important to know.
They will make you think that you are subhuman. They will make you think that you have to be able to rap, sing, or dance, or dribble a basketball to be successful. They will create an alternative narrative that you will believe. Our history, you pick an area, math, science, art, entertainment, law, you name an area. We got a rich legacy of Black men and women who have excelled, even though they keep moving the goalposts.
In every one of them.
In every area of human development, we have excelled. But we don't learn that growing up.
They don't share it, and sometimes I guess you could say we don't share.
We don't, because it's not up to the school system.
No, that's the reason why
Jewish kids, Jewish parents are not waiting for a school system to teach their children about the history of the Jewish tradition in America. They're not waiting for the school to do it. They do it on their own. Ain't nobody else waiting but us, man.
And this is the sole purpose of the reason why you chose names.
Yeah, man.
To be able to inform them of who these people were, but also of what their potential is or can become. Can become.
I mean, again, you look at, and I'm really working on I'm working on a book to creatively present Malcolm X to middle school students. Because reading the autobiography of Malcolm X saved my life, man. That was the first book that I read cover to cover, and children are not reading. The autobiography of Malcolm X used to be required reading. No longer required reading, man. So most children can tell you a little something about Malcolm, but they can't delve deeper into Malcolm's life and what he came from, and what he had to do to be able to master, as my mother used to say, the King's English, to be an orator.
He went through the whole dictionary and learned the dictionary,
man. Went through that whole. I mean, just the brilliance of Malcolm X, and then to be able to come from where he came from to then be able to travel and be respected globally. Malcolm was respected at the time, and to the case, he was respected by Nkrumah in Ghana. He was respected by, all of the world leaders, Nasser in Egypt, Nyeri in Guinea, all of the world leaders, particularly in the African world, wanted to meet with Malcolm X. And it's a dude that did time in prison.
Come on now.
Yeah, man.
Even those that hated him respected him because they had him on live broadcast debating with people.
And he ate them up because he mastered the English language, the oral tradition that has been part and parcel of our history, from Frederick Douglass to Malcolm X.
Mm, very powerful. Now let's delve back into you say your greatest work. Your greatest work is based upon the development of young what was the name of it from King? Hold on.
Dare to be king. What
Dare
if
to
the
be
prince
King.
lived?
Mm. Where did the
See,
title come from?
when I was an undergraduate student in college, man, my best friend was shot and killed standing next to me. He was at Morehouse in Atlanta. He had left Baltimore, went to Morehouse to go to school, came home during the summer. Some guys tried to rob us. They started shooting. I lived, he died.
Mm.
So I ain't had no choice but to do this kind of work, man. God saved my life. He preserved me to go ahead and move this work forward, man. This all I know how to do, man. I ain't even good at nothing else, man. This all I know how to do is pour into the Black community, figure out ways to get Black parents and Black men and Black women to think about their greatness, man. That's all I know how to do. Some other brothers, they might have, they might be able to do 4 or 5 other things. That's all I know how to do, man.
The name of that project, where did it come from? What made you create it?
What's interesting, Dare to be King came from a good brother named Andre Turner. We were out camping. We won a rites of passage because I also co-lead rites of passage groups for Black men and boys in Baltimore. We have a very strong rites of passage project. And this was over 20 years ago. We were in the woods, man, camping because we introduce young Black males to nature. We do the camping thing, we do the fishing thing. And he just came up with the title, man. We were in the woods, man. He came up with the title and we ran with it.
Dare to be King.
Dare to be King. What if the prince lives? Now, the original one came out. The first edition came out because despite my youthful appearance, I've been doing this work a long time. When I shave, people think I'm 17, man. The original Dare to be King came out over 20 years ago, the very first edition. Trayvon Martin was killed, and I was devastated. It was just something about that little boy's picture and his face. So then I rewrote the curriculum, and I've just started rewriting the new edition. I'm dropping one more new edition this year, and the title of it is going to change. It has been, Dare to be King, What If the Prince Lives? The new title is Dare to be King, What If the Prince Heals? Because so many of us are struggling, man, mentally. So many of our boys, when you look at rates of suicide among Black boys under 13. So why would a Black boy in America under 13 want to shoot himself, want to hang himself, or want to take some pills? A really good colleague and friend of mine, Dr. Michael Lindsay, he's at NYU School of Social Work. He runs an entire institute where one of the things that they're looking at is suicides among Black males under 13. And then even when you start looking at older Black men, this feeling of hopelessness and despair, just feeling like you can never catch a break. I just wrote a piece that I'm going to send you for the American, the Association of Black Psychologists. I wrote a piece about Black men and suicide. A lot of times, man, we don't even see a way out. And that's why
I just shared with you,
advocating for brothers. You got to get out of here, man. You got to go overseas to regroup. I mean, one of the reasons why I like going to Africa, if I could, I'd be in Africa right now, is because it's something about being in a black nation where we can remove the issue of race. We can move skin color. We can remove that. Right? We can remove that. Africa has its own set of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But when you can go someplace and you're not even being judged based on the color of your skin,
you feel different.
You feel different, man. You feel
being,
different.
Being you said that, and you spoke about Jewish people earlier. Supposedly, the reason why they got them out of Germany and moved them was so they wouldn't have to feel the stigmatization from the German people
Mm-hmm.
after the Holocaust.
Yeah. And they also have a rich history that we know nothing about. Rich history. And brother, we can learn a lot from what happened to the Jews during the Holocaust. We can learn a lot from Native Americans.
Everybody.
The Native American experience. We can learn a lot from the Chinese, who were some of the first indentured servants on the West Coast building railroads. But part of the problem is, brother, we don't read. We don't read. We don't read.
Well, one thing I do know is that since slavery, or in America, that there are more readers and writers that have ever been.
Yeah.
And that's because at one point they wouldn't let us read at all.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let us write. Most of our dialect or language was oral. And this is the thing. Yeah. And this is the thing. Now we have people like yourself, and I'm grateful that God has chose you to be able to write and educate people who may not pick up a book, but because you chose to, they are.
Yeah. And that's why, brother, we're really excited about this new project, Letters to My 13-Year-Old Self, is because we were all 13 at one time.
Oh.
We were, and we, may have grown up in different parts of the country. Some of us grew up in tough neighborhoods. Some of us went to great schools. There's so much diversity in terms of our collective experiences, and we capturing that in a book, man.
Come on now.
And some of what we've already received, brother, it's heavy, man.
Just ask, how many pages is the excerpts? Because I think you sent it to me. Y'all was looking for roughly about 100 or so, right?
No. So here's what we did, right? Your submissions can't be more than 100 words.
Okay.
Because we want you to get to because the book is
straight to the point.
Straight to the point. And a lot of times, brothers write the way we talk. We off on a tangent somewhere. We ain't all the way out there in left field. Bring it home. Malcolm X talked about make it plain. Make it plain for these 13 and 14-year-old boys who are going to be reading the book, because that's who's going to be reading the book. Yeah, and then we're going to be spending about 3 to 4 months editing, and we're going to be editing in a way where we're not going to take away from the authenticity of what Black men have submitted.
You're just going to make it plain.
We're going to make it plain. Every brother who contributes is going to get a free copy of the book. We're going to be doing some virtual conversations, as well as we're going to be doing some, we're going to be doing a few selected cities where we're going to be pulling in brothers who submitted
a tour.
Yeah, we're going to do a tour. I have the dopest Black printer in the United States. I use Paul Coates and Black Classic Press. So I only use Black writers, Black editors. I only use Black printers. My illustrators, my graphic designers. I'm one of the few authors that you'll meet. I rock with us, man, because we give white folks too much money.
Come on. Hey, I would say because I didn't know at one point that Mr. Paul Coates was in Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
God did bring me somebody, and it is a white guy. I am thankful for his service. I ain't gonna even lie, but now I do know that Mr. Paul Coates is up there.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I just did an interview at the beginning of this month with him.
Good. Good.
Yeah, oh man, phenomenal brother. I've been knowing him for a few years and got to meet his son.
Yeah.
I read his son's book while I was in prison, and
Mm,
yeah, and it was very, very. When we met, it was like you kind of meet somebody that you looked up to, like meeting Jordan, and you been watching him the whole time.
mm.
And when I met
Yes.
him, I was like, oh man, I got to God be the glory. I got to sign one of my books, give it to him, but it
Beautiful.
was mind blowing. But
Beautiful.
Mr.
Beautiful.
Paul Coates, I told him I'm thankful for the wisdom that he shared with his son growing up, and he said, "Hey, he don't know if they feel the same way, but I do."
Right. Right. Right.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
man.
sure he could have been a little hard growing up. You
Yeah.
talking about a 70-something-year-old, I think in the 70s,
Yeah.
70-something-year-old man who
Former
was a
Black Panther.
Panther.
Yep.
Yep, was a Panther.
Yep.
So you gotta think about what these people that seen, what they was like, hey, you're not gonna grow up this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So very phenomenal. I appreciate you utilizing nothing but black editors, black people to help pull together projects that you do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Important. Very important on
Black
where we are
web
going.
designer, all that, man.
It's important on where we are going, where we're
Yeah,
headed
man. Yeah, man.
into our future. Before we end, I do want to ask you to do a few things. One, leave a word of wisdom. Normally, I tell people to leave it to anybody who's trying to progress and move forward, but I'm gonna change this one for you because this is what you always do. Leave a word of wisdom for a black boy or girl, specifically, technically boy, but that will speak to them and their future.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to dream.
Mm,
Sadly, a lot of us, we grow up in circumstances where we've never even learned how to dream or we've forgotten how to dream. Dreams can be a roadmap for your future. My parents introduced me to National Geographic magazines. So as a little boy, I was obsessed with reading about elephants in India or seeing tigers in Africa or seeing how people lived. I knew I was going to be a global citizen. I had some scrapes and some challenges, had the handcuffs on me a few times, had my own issues with, drinking and running the streets. But because my parents allowed me to dream and created a home environment for me to dream, I knew that I would be a world traveler.
mm,
So to the young people, don't be afraid to dream, man. We live in a beautiful world, which can be complicated.
mm-hmm.
But your dreams can take you all over the world. I've been in touch with some of my teachers, and they thought they didn't really have a great prognosis for me. Right? I'm texting one of my teachers a couple years ago. I'm on a boat going to Robbins Island where Nelson Mandela was locked up because I'm in South Africa. And I grew up in West Baltimore, man. I grew up in Hottie, West Baltimore. Didn't go to no great schools. If I would have put my high school transcript up on the screen, people would be like, wow. But I always dreamed, man. And so never give up. Never give up on your dreams. But I definitely want to give out the website for anybody who wants to contribute to the book. We got a tight deadline at the end of the month, and we may even close it out before the end of the month because of so many submissions. It's letterstomy13.com. LETTERSTOMY, the number 13.com. Get your submissions in.
And last, where can they find your children's books? Where can they find anything that you do? How can they get in touch with you? Because I want them to be able to know more about you and
Yeah,
your work.
yeah. So children's book website is IamDavidMiller.com. I am, just like it sounds, IamDavidMiller.com. Or you can go to Dare to Be King. We spell it out, DARETOBEKING.net.
Sir, it has been an honor. One, I appreciate you.
Thank you, Black man.
Thank you, Black man, for being who you
Thank
are.
you for your journey, being an example of a brother who's coming, who you was in the belly of the beast. You was locked up, but you didn't let the fact that you made mistakes, you didn't let it stand in the way of your future and your greatness.
Malcolm X did it.
Mm.
You just actually said his name. Good God, I can't believe my brain done locked up South Africa. Mandela done it. I watched a movie when I was in prison about Mandela, how he came home after 27 years, 29?
Yeah.
After doing that much time and still became who he became.
Yeah.
And I realized that doesn't define you.
No.
You define you.
Yeah.
God has already put in your heart, in your mind. You said something earlier about dare to dream.
Yeah.
To dream. Look, when I was young, I used to tell my mom I'm an artist. Little did I know those words had held power. But what God did was allow me to understand what art was sitting in prison. And here I am now. I live off of just my artwork that I created in prison, but I was able to put it in a book. So for me to be able to understand the power of your words and being able to dream. So I appreciate you, man. More than you
Words have
will ever
power.
know. Oh man, the Bible
Words
tells you
have
this.
power, man.
Look, life and death is in the power of the tongue. You got to know the words that you speak. You'll either be cursing yourself or putting yourself in a prosperity position because you spoke better words over yourself.
Yeah.
And over those that you come around. So look, I love you, man. Thank you.
Black man. Be safe, man.
Continue to bless each and everybody with your words and love you. My name is Carlos Walker. This is Art and Hustle, Black Authors Matter, and this is Dr. David C. Miller. Bless.